Totally took a wrong turn here. Real easy to do. Here we go. Bushwhacking time for real now. Oh, bear! My name's Joel Stadnick, and I just love fishing. And I welcome you guys on board. We are doing a brand new lake today. I basically just picked one off my GPS map. They're in the computer last night, and lo and behold, it's one I completely missed these years and these months. It's fairly close to my house. It's one of the shorter drives. It's supposed to be about an 8.5 kilometer hike in, 9.5, somewhere in there. And according to my GPS, it says that it's a fairly nice gradual slope. That's the lesson I've learned on these hikes, is that they're never as easy as you think they're going to be, ever. And if you take that into consideration, knowing it's going to be harder, it's going to be harder than that. So why do I do these hard fishing trips? How come I don't just go sit in a boat, go sit in a lawn chair, go chill out and do the fishing? Well, to me, it's not just about fishing. It's really about a sense of accomplishment. Well, a large part of it is getting some exercise in. And when you do something hard like this, it's more about, it's about that accomplishment, knowing that you've done something. And a lot of it's about self-betterment, pushing your limits, taking yourself places that you never thought you had the confidence to go before, and now all of a sudden you do. All this while probably visiting some of the most beautiful places in the entire earth. And these are all in my backyard, and I want to see them all. I want you guys to see them all too. Even if you don't live by here, maybe this is something you want to do. If you do live by here, you're going to be surprised at where we're going. Some of you might have noticed, especially really keen-eyed outdoorsmen and outdoors women and kids, that parking lot I just parked at was nice and big and paved. And yeah, you bet, on a nice long weekend or a summer weekend, that parking lot would be full with people parked there. Here's the funny thing though. When you go on these types of adventures, like the one I'm going on right now, you'll find that pretty much every last person in that parking lot isn't doing what I'm doing. And most of them will stop a quarter of the way. 99% of them won't fish. And then the 99% of the people that are fishing haven't really done it before or are inexperienced at it. So I can almost guarantee that any one of these lakes that I take you to or that I'm going to, they're pretty gonna be devoid of people, or if so few people go to them. But the fishing's amazing, and that's really what it's all about. We go the extra step, we go the extra mile, we go the places that are harder, that 99.9% won't go, and we get the reward at the end, which is the bigger fish and fish almost on every cast. Now I'm not going to lie to you. When you go up to these higher altitude lakes, you're not going to be into the big monsters that you do in the lower altitudes, say in the big lakes in Saskatchewan or Manitoba, Ontario. We're doing this because of the sheer beauty of it all, the whole entire package, not just because of the fish. So what are we going to be doing on this show? Now, why do you want to watch it? You're going to want to watch this because every other fishing show out there, that includes YouTube, there's very few of them that do this, they're going to take you to places that are really hard to get to. Very, very hard. Without, of course, taking a helicopter. But here's the thing. Yeah, you can take your helicopter in and go to these remote places. Are you really saying you accomplished something besides paying your $400, $500, $600 to get to that point and then fly out? This channel's not just about the fishing, it's about the journey in, and it's about the journey out. You'll notice that when you hike into these mountains, or anywhere for that fact, you're seeing scenery from one perspective going in, and you're seeing scenery from another perspective going out. It's a completely different experience. To be able to say that you made it in there on your feet, going through all the hardship and the misery, that's an accomplishment. Not everyone can say they've done that. So that's what we're doing different here. What else we're gonna do? Why do you want to watch this? Well, to all these messed up places I'm gonna take you, you have to have certain kind of gear. You're gonna have to know the techniques, and you're gonna have to know how to fix and maintain and repair things and learn how to deal with things that might go wrong during your outing. It's an adventure. Without a word of a lie, I'm gonna say that these are without a doubt an adventure, each and every one of them. I can promise that every time I check out one of these new trails, I almost always get lost, and that's why I wear this GPS right here. And even with that GPS, it's super easy to get lost. But I've always persevered and overcome whether it be through bushwhacking or going through really bad places that are off the beaten path or no path at all, that will make it there. Okay, here we are at the fork in the road. And we are taking the right-hand path on this. And as I've seen up there, the path drastically narrows down right off the bat. So that's what we're looking for. That's a good sign. We don't want it to narrow down too much so that you can't see it anymore, but GPS says this is where we go. So, up and at 'em. And I'll mark this point off just in case I get lost again. You know, this is really what I wanted to see. A drastic narrowing of the path, but still good enough to follow nice and easily. And that tells us that we have far less traffic going to these lakes. This is why we do this, right here, in that waterfall. It's filling up the lake below, but it's also filling up my soul right now with this beauty. This is gorgeous. I'm gonna go ahead and say this is a real pretty hike. This is a good one. Alright, so my GPS tells me to turn right, my instincts tell me to turn left, and this happens all the time, right? I'm looking at that way, and that says that's closer to where we're going, but you never know when you hit a hill. It's probably the right way to go right. Nonetheless, I'll be keeping a close eye on the GPS so that we take the right way here. This always happens. You can even get lost when you have a GPS. God knows how many times that's happened. You're not really lost. You're going to get to where you're wanting to go. Just not going to be through optimum conditions. Bushwhacking, no trail at all. But this is a good sign here, is that we got these blazes on the trees. Somebody's been through here to trail blaze. That's what that means. Blazing. Means we're going the right way here. Always a good sign. Also, take heart that even though the way up to wherever you're going is probably really hard and you didn't find the path, I can almost say with certainty that almost every time I've gone up a bad way, I've usually always found the path on the way back. And it's usually easy going backwards. You end up finding the thing. Good example was last week. Burns Lake, bushwhack our way up to the mountain, and then we found a nice big wide path on the way back. Always happens. And just as mentioned, as I predicted at the beginning of this fork in the trail, it's degenerated, so you can barely see it at all. So a good sign for the fishing ahead, boys and girls. Okay, so these logs that are across the trail, this is also kind of a good sign. Not in the fact that you got to walk over them and it makes more obstacles, but it means that the trail hasn't been maintained. And it also means that once it starts getting like this, for every foot you're moving forward on this means that the masses or the hordes, that means the more and more of them turn back and the skinnier this trail gets. Okay, this is really funny actually. This path is just degenerated into nothing. It's barely visible at all. Now rumor has it, and the reviews I've read on this lake are that there's 3 of them up here. It's called Memorial Lakes, and only the one in the middle has fish in it. And you know what? We'll know as soon as we get there. Generally these higher altitude lakes, these fish only have a very limited season in order to eat food off the top of the water. So you'll see them rising. You'll also, because the lake water is so pristine here, usually you'll find that you can see them swimming. So generally you're looking for life. Oh my God, this is quite the hill. I wasn't expecting this. As far as bushwhacks go, this isn't so bad. Oh, bear! Up! Oh, bear! I'm trying to be as noisy as a bastard as I can right now. I'm walking through some pretty bad stuff, like these bushes are full of berries. This is primetime bear habitat. And I've seen those things run through stuff like this, and it's basically full speed, 30, 40 kilometers an hour. And believe me, I can't outrun that. And now, here's our path. We got to climb up that cliff to get to the lake. We got some little bit of distance to go up. I think this is where the real fun begins. There we go. Steeper as I gotta adjust these poles. This is beautiful. Lost the path again. I think I see something up ahead that looks like it. This is crazy. I believe I have to be on the other side of this. Pretty waterfalls and all. I'd rather just have the path. And I know that that is slippery as shit. I can just see it. I can feel it. Yeah, man, I completely missed the path on this. Completely. Here we go. Bushwhacking time for real now. Streams, you always assume that the path follows the stream, and then sometimes it leads you astray, and you end up going a long ways down a stream that's no fun to go through, and then you find out it was the wrong way. Yeah, I've no idea how people navigated without GPS. Probably finding their way off a paper map or whatever. Crazy. Huge kudos to them. There it is. Beautiful. Just as beautiful as 30 waterfalls. There it is. Here's lake number 1. Let's go lake number 2. So I'm just looking at something a little bit ominous here. You can see that big waterfall coming down over there. Unless my lake is right close here, I think I've got to go up that mountain or up that head wall, and that's got some serious size to it. Wow. Please don't take me up that hill. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is not a mainstream lake. Can't see somebody just going here for the afternoon with their picnic basket and lawn chair and just chilling out at the shore. So what does this mean? Is there a lake above here? Me. Okay, so we got tracks, which is really good. Damaged wood, that's really good. And we got a little path, I think. I don't know. Got all those tracks disappearing. I don't see, what do they do? Climb up the top of that ridge? Oh man, no way.